Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. An important question for us to ask of ourselves is, do we truly lead balanced lives, and do we or can we assure ourselves that we are able to look at both the internal side, the personal side of our lives, as well as the external side of our lives or the work side of our life or the outside social world, and have we been able to do enough justice to both the sides of our worlds? This is more important maybe as we go longer into our years or later into the years, especially post our 30s or maybe even our 40s, and that is a more of a wake up call for us, that are we spending enough time or are we able to balance both the sides of our worlds, the internal world, the personal world and the outside world. But many times, as I've said in my earlier videos also, that the maturity that we need to have and the consciousness that we should have, specifically related to Rahu, comes mostly on our deathbeds, that we realize that we have been misled into chasing the wrong things or barking up the wrong tree all our lives, and we have ended up in a space where sometimes we feel that we could have done more, we could have contributed to a certain relationship more, or looked at a certain aspect of our life better, and maybe have done more justice towards it. And it's normal to see that some area of our life is always not so fulfilling. However, the pain is higher if we feel that one side of our life we have been completely oblivious to or not paid attention to, and this pinches us more if we feel that we spend most of our life in our career or to get the security or to make the higher earnings, and somewhere we have not done enough justice to our domestic life, our partner, our children, our siblings, or maybe even to our parents. And on the other side, if we are too focused at home or too focused in our family, then many times we are not able to rise higher or fly higher or elevate at a career level and at a work level, because of which somewhere down the road it comes back to how and what kind of resources we are able to provide to our family, what kind of quality life we are able to lead, and so on. So both of them are strongly linked to each other, yet there is enough difference between the two for us to know that there has to be a balance between one side of our life, which is the personal life, and the other side of our life, which is the work life or the karma life. However, though karma and work are strongly related to our personal lives and vice versa as well. Now, if you look at how the houses in the horoscope have been distributed, you will find that the first house to the sixth house is more related to the more intimate side of our lives or the more personal side of our lives, whereas the seventh house to the 12th house is the external world or the outside world. And we are not able to sometimes look at these smaller details, the finer aspects of our lives and the horoscope, and hence we end up focusing too much energy, too much attention and too much effort in that side of life which we think is more important, more urgent, and we then forget to look at the other side. So the horoscope tells us that the first 6 houses is the more intimate side of your life, the more personal side of your life, and the 7th to the 12th is the outside world, and also tells us through the planetary placements whether more energies, more power, more strength, more yogas have been provided on one side and less on the other side, and that means the focus of an area should be where the balance is less. Like when we drive our cars, it's important that there is equal air in both the front tires, otherwise one side of the tire which has lesser air will have more friction and it will wear out faster. And so same thing goes with our lives. If we are able to balance well between the first to 6 houses, the internal life, and the 7th to 12th houses, which is the external life, then we will be able to cause less friction on the other side and then not wear it out much faster. And why do we say that the first and to the 6th houses are the more intimate or personal lives? Firstly, it's a very simple thing. What is more intimate and personal to us than the relationships which are parents, father and mother, then siblings, then your own spouse and your children. And if you see, the second to sixth houses are a representative of all of these. Second house is the house of the family that you're born in. The third house is the house of your siblings. The fourth house is the house of mother, plus your domestic life, which is opposite to the 10th house, which is your karma or career or job. Then the fifth house is the house of children, and the sixth house is the house of your loss of relationship. So something that you do more in related to the sixth house, then you can cause damage to the seventh house. Why is the seventh house not seen as the internal world but the external world? Because marriages in close family relations was avoided and not made easier earlier life, because it was supposed to be done within the family in a certain way. So very close relationships, marriage was a taboo and still is. And so the person who had to come into the family had to come in as an outsider. At maximum the caste could be the same, but the person should not be related to the immediate family surely. And so the person is still an outsider, come from the outside world. Second, the seventh house is not only the house of spouse. The seventh house is also the house of everybody and anybody who you meet on a day-to-day basis, including your business partners. And so the seventh house is the house of the external world and not the more intimate or personal world. When the spouse comes into your house, which is denoted by the fourth house of domestic life, then the internal life, the house that you make together, becomes a stronger personal life, the intimate life. And the fifth house, the house of romance, also is a part of that. The third house is not only the house of younger siblings, but also the house of self-enterprise, and it is also karma bhav, which is also related to your sexual energies and your sexual prowess. So the first to the sixth houses are more intimate houses, are personal houses, and the inside world. Whereas the seventh to the 12th house is the outside world. Why are the 8th to the 12th houses also part of the outside world like the 7th house? The 8th house is a house of obstacles and upheavals and challenges which come from outside and disturb the inside house or the personal life. The Lagna is also part of the personal life, because who you are, what your physicality is, what strengths you are born with, is all based on your karma or what genes you are carrying, what DNA you are carrying. Your looks are also part of that. So your intelligence to a large extent is related to the family, the tribe that you're born in, the parents that you're born in. Your looks also come from there, and most of your physical attributes are hardwired at the time of your birth and within the first few years. As I've said in some other earlier videos also, that the hardwiring happens in the first few years, and that's why the dasha that you're born in is very, very important. So you may want to watch that video, why are we born in a certain dasha. That will give you more clarity on why your first few years, the first 7-8 years, the formative years are very, very important. And so because the first few 7-8 years are the ones where you are brought up by a family, your parents and other immediate relations, so the Lagna is most impacted by first your family, your genes, your DNA, the tribe that you're born in, and then later on what work you do, which is the 10th house, that gives you the name and reputation, and through those actions you may enhance how the outside world sees you. That also comes from the energies you spend on the 7th house, which means how you deal with the 7th house, which is the other people on a day-to-day basis. So the reciprocation of the 7th house is the Lagna, which means the way you behave with others, the outside world, the way you interact with others, the same way will your reputation in the world be enhanced. The same way they will be looking at you. So the first house is also a stronger part of the personal life rather than the external life. The external life is seen more through the 7th to the 12th houses. And so the 8th house is an upheaval to the Lagna and every event, every situation which causes an upheaval to the Lagna, the personal side, and other houses is seen through the 8th house. And the 8th house is the external challenges which come to us, including in-laws who are not part of your immediate personal life, but they are outsiders to your relationship. And the 8th house is also of government agencies, audits, taxation, insurance, all which are related to the outside world. Then the 9th house is the house of long distance travel, And that's why it is also the house of higher learning, because earlier times you had to travel outside of your village, you had to go outside of the boundaries sometimes of your immediate community and travel long distance to get higher learning, maybe to the center or to the city, to the center of learning which was in another town or another city, for example. And so the 9th house is also the house of external world and your gurus and long distance travel and dealing with people from other cultures. It is also related to your father, who also teaches you or guides you or is a guru to how to deal with matters of the outside world. The mother will teach you more about nurturing and the emotional side of life, which caters more to the internal world, but the father will always try to equip you for the outside world. And that's why father, though an important relationship and a key relationship, has been given as a conduit to the outside world. The 10th house is your house of karma, your actions and what you do. That isn't all, they're diametrically opposite the 4th house of domestic life, and so they impact each other. There is a yin and yang, there is a pull and push factor, just like the 1st and 7th house. So each house, which is how the 7th to the other house, has this yin and yang, the push and pull factor. And so how much energy you give in the career, at work, will take you away from your domestic life and will disturb the domestic life. And so the 10th house is also the outside world. Then the 11th house is definitely outside world, because it is the general society, it is larger masses, the world at large, the society at large, working in large organizations where you get lost because that intimacy of working in a small organization is not there. And the 12th house is the house of going far away from your place of birth, far away from your family, living in solitude, living in foreign lands, and hence it is definitely the house of the outside world or the less intimate world. So this is how the first 6 houses have been divided or given more energy to the internal or personal life, and the 7th to the 12th houses has more external energies or the outside world. However, if you look closely, just like each human being is also given the other side of their gender. So for example, a man will also have some portion or some feminine part which is subdued, because the masculine side is more evident. However, in situations, the feminine side may also come out when needed. For example, a father who has a kid, a small kid, and he loses his wife, the kid loses his mother, and the father tries to nurture the child, then he will also try to bring out the motherly side, the nurturing side, the supportive side. Maybe not as strongly as that of a mother, but the father would surely be able to contribute somewhere, because it is instinctively built into the human psyche, the nurturing, the having the association of this is my son, this is my blood, and so that automatically happens at the time of birth itself. And so the strong bonds happen, and in fact sometimes even before birth. And so that feminine side is also evident. Same thing happens with a woman also. She may, if she has to show the strength to deal with the outside world, to protect her family, fend for her family, or work for the family, she will be able to do it, and today's woman is able to show that side as well. So the same thing to each of the houses. Each of the houses also has the other part or outside perspective to the internal perspective. So similarly, the Lagna, while it is the personal side, the more intimate side, how others see you, how others treat you, is the other part or the external world. The second house is the house of, or the family that you're born in, but it is also the house of earnings and how you are getting your livelihood. That comes from the outside, that doesn't come from inside. The third house is the house of siblings, but it is also the house of external area or the neighborhood, or short distance travel, or communication to the outside world, or social media also, or how you market yourself to the outside world. So the third house also has the outside part. The fourth house is the domestic life, but it is also the mental peace, and diametrically opposite the 10th house, which means that how you are able to manage the things at home, the matters of home, will give you domestic happiness, but without dealing with matters of the 10th house, the karma, the career, the work, you may not be able to create that happiness at home, the bliss, the comforts of home, the house, all the material things that you bring in the house, the vehicle, everything comes from the outside world. And so that part of the tangible material resources that the fourth house represents is the outside world. The 5th house, the house of children, but also the house of risk taking. 8th house to the 10th house. So changes and upheavals to the career is seen through the 5th house. Also the house of speculation, investments, which again pertains to the outside world. Public performance, when you are doing artistic performance to the external world, that is seen through the 5th house. So again, that part of the 5th house also has a external side. So each of the houses, if you see, will have some relation to the inside part as well as the outside part. And so what is your horoscope saying? How do you relate your immediate horoscope to this division of the first 6 houses and the 7th to the 12th house? Check where are the most of your energies getting focused in your horoscope. If most of your planets are between the first and the 6th houses, which means most of your focus in your life is going to be on the intimate side, the personal side. However, if most of the planets are placed between the 7th and the 12th house, then most of your focus and your attention and your energy and your effort is going to go into the matters of the external house. This is an eye opener for us. That means that if you are focusing too much energies in the internal side, the personal side, then somewhere the outside world is compromised. And we have been told that the Grihastha Ashrama is one of the most important ashramas because it also gives us an opportunity of dealing with those people who get related to all the other parts of our domestic life. So all the people who get associated with your spouse, all the people who get associated with your children, your parents, they are also part of your Grihastha Ashrama, directly or indirectly. And hence, because the Grihastha Ashrama is the strongest ashrama, which also helps in leading us towards moksha, which means the balance between the internal and the external factors is critical, is important. If you are not able to balance that, then you are not able to eventually elevate your soul. And so the balance is critical, and the horoscope tells you where you are focusing all your energies and where you need to put more attention to. So if your 5th house is strongly activated because of more planets being present there, or a strong yoga there, or even a strong dosha there, which is attracting all your energies there or all your focus there, because that is causing upheavals, then somewhere down the line the house 7th to the 5th house, which is the 11th house, is being ignored. That means spending too much time in your investments or in your children or matters of romance will you may be spoiling your relations socially to the outside world. You may come across as somebody who doesn't have any social life, does not want to focus on your social life, and you always all your matters are related to your family, to your children, and all you talk about is my investments, my children, my love, my romance, my girlfriend. This is all you're talking about, and there is less attention to friends or your social network. Similarly, if your 4th house is very active, then maybe you, even when you're at work, your focus is on at home, and so your bosses may feel that you're not attentive, you're not there, you're not hands-on, you're not present both in soul and spirit, and as well as physically at work. So that side will be compromised. So you will be able to see when you deep dive into your horoscope that if you have more energies between the 1st and the 6th houses, somewhere down the line, the appreciation, the awards, the recognition, and the fruits of your labor which should come from the outside world have been missing. And vice versa, if you see that most of your planets are between the 7th to the 12th houses, somewhere some aspect of your domestic life is not very satisfactory. There is some challenge somewhere because of either in your relations with your parents, or relation with your siblings, or relation with your spouse, or relationship in your love life, or in relation with your kids, with your children, which is getting damaged because too much attention is giving to the outside world. So deep dive into your horoscopes and see if you are doing the balance or you are moving away, and make a conscious effort to deal and focus more on the house which is opposite to the house that the most active house. Now most planets placed in the house will automatically aspect the other house, which means that this is a chance for you that while a lot of energy is focused in one, the aspects on the other house means you can use the aspects energy to balance that house. And so you are also given some support at the time of your birth itself. How do you do that? If there are aspects of, say for example, more benefic planets placed in the 5th house focusing on the 11th house, which is the social circle, then it will be easier for you if you make an attempt to also have a social circle. If you make an attempt, you can have friends. If you make an attempt, your social network can also be larger. So it's an opportunity for you, because one house has all the energies, but the opposite house also has the at least some parts of the aspects, though the aspects energy is also divided for the planet, because planet has a multiple aspects. So focus on that part of your horoscope, or those houses where the energy is less, where the focus of yours has not been as consistent or as needed than of the internal house. Same thing vice versa. If you have 10th house is strong, then somewhere most of your time you're spending in your career, at your work, and somewhere the domestic life is not being given focus, the domestic life is not being paid attention to, and you are somewhere compromising on your domestic life. So pay attention to what your family is saying. If your family has been complaining that you don't give enough time, you don't give enough attention, then take some time off, because without the Grihastha Ashrama, the outside world will not be fruitful, and then the elevation of the soul will not happen. And if you look at most of the challenges in your life, they will come from where the least focus is. So keep this in mind. The 8th house to any house is the obstacle to that house. So for example, if your 10th house is strongly activated, the 10th house is the 8th house to the 3rd house. So the 3rd house energies are being compromised. So an external factor is compromising the internal factor. What is the 3rd house? The 3rd house is the house of self-enterprise. Doing something of your own, by marketing yourself, presenting that side of yours which you feel others should know about. So you may be focused too much at work, because the 10th house is strongly activated and all your energy is going there, but you're then not able to do the effort in being able to present yourself in such a manner that you get that gratitude, you get the rewards at work. Or if you need to move away from working for somebody else and doing something of your own, which also the 3rd house represents, then somewhere you are compromising on that. So the obstacle to the self-enterprise, the obstacle to how you better market yourself, comes from more energy related to the 10th house. So whenever any house is activated, that house strongly activated, that house is, whichever house it is, 8th to, is an impediment to that house. So you need to balance both of those energies. If you have very strong energies in the 11th house, that means the social activity is very, very strongly activated. It is the 8th house to the 4th house. Then your domestic life will be impacted. That means you are spending too much time outside, you're spending too much time in your work or in your social life or with your friends, and somewhere you're not focusing your energy either in your domestic life, or you have not settled down in a domestic life because you have too much energy in your friends and you're happy there. So many people who are not married and they feel, I've got my friends, I've got my circle, I don't want to settle down, I don't want to get married, it's too much of our energy, too much of hard work, and I've tried that and it's not happened. So the social life is becoming an impediment to your 4th house, because the 11th house is the 8th house to the 4th house. So look at the 8th house energies to any house. Wherever the 8th house to any house is strongly activated, you are somewhere compromising the effects that the house can bring, the happiness the house can bring, the satisfaction the house can bring, the output that the house can bring, the rewards that the house can bring. So look at both the sides. If your outside world is too strongly activated, it is an impediment to the personal side. Whichever house outside world is 8th house to that, and so you have to balance the energies so that you can have both the yin and yang. You can balance the Grihastha Ashrama to the outside world, because both together, compromising or balancing both the energies, will eventually lead you to elevate the soul and then get your ultimate reward. So friends, look into your own horoscope and see where your most challenges are, where you are focusing most of your energies, where you need to move away, and what houses are becoming an impediment or upheaval bringing or obstacle bringing to both side of your life, either on the personal side or on the outside world, and then take actions accordingly. So friends, please like this video, please share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.